You leave tomorrow. I hadn't talked to you since the last fight. I mean, kind of take us from that moment to where we are today.
I feel like I've grown so much, you know, inside my fighting career, my personal career, you know, my personal life. I found that balance, you know what I mean? I kind of drifted away from fighting a little bit, kind of got back to where, you know, who I am, what I've done, what was my purpose, you know, and just kind of got back to the drawing board and got back in here surrounded by great teammates, great coaches, you know, these are my best friends, my brothers, and just get back to the hard work. That was it, just get back to the hard work, and it's the same goal. The same goal is to get back to the world championship, become world champion, and go on from there.
I know your story all through your life has been one of resiliency, bouncing back, and you know, people kind of betting against you. And this almost sets up perfectly for having that taste that you had and then suffering the setbacks that you did. Do you feel like it's starting over again for you?
For sure. I was built for this. This is what I was born for, you know, to be resilient, to come over all the adversity I've came across in my life or was faced with in my life, to just, you know, bite down. No matter times life knocks you down, just stand back up. Never give up. I was never told or taught or was allowed to give up, and that's not in my spirit, is to quit. I have no quit inside me. You know, and how many times I get beat or knocked down or knocked out. You know, the sport is a very tough sport to make a living in, to excel at, to be the best, and I reached the pinnacle. I was a world champion at 25 years old, just getting started. I feel like I have so much more to do in this sport and to use this platform that I'm just blessed and filled with gratitude every day that I wake up, that I get to come in here and train my ass off, work towards a common goal as being the best, and I get a clean slate every fight. You know, every fight is a new slate to forget about the past. You know, I lost my last 2 fights. It was the last 2 fights were world title fights. You know, TJ's a great fighter and capitalized on my mental errors, my emotional errors, and my physical errors inside the octagon. And it's made me a better fighter, and all around made me dig deeper inside myself. When I was on top of the world, you have everyone, you know, singing your praise. You have no flaws. You have nothing. There's nothing. Everything. So when you lose, a lot of things get thrown on you. People try to pile dirt on you. I didn't let the dirt cover me up. I kept brushing myself off. The demons of doubt that come inside you, that are inside your head with a loss, or the naysayers, you know, it only fueled me more. You know, I branched away from a lot of negativity, cut a lot of cancer out of my life, and I mean, I feel great. I feel amazing going inside here. I love fighting in Las Vegas. I feel like it's a second home. I'm undefeated there, so I'm just excited to get there tomorrow and get my fight media obligations out of the way, cut the weight, step inside that octagon, and just have fun. This is my passion. I love doing it. I'm just so fortunate and thankful to step inside there and have another chance to, you know, solidify my legacy.
I know each step of the way is almost like an education, but when you guys are watching yourselves constantly, do you allow yourself to look back on that fight, the last fight, as you go forward, or do you just have to block that out?
No, the last 2 fights have kind of dwelled in my mind for quite some time, but in the last few months, you know, 6 months, I've been really working on myself, you know, not worrying about what happened in the past, you know, focused on that, learning from it, yes, of course, but just taking it as a learning experience, you know, both those fights, you know, knowing I'm right there, I'm right at the top, I'm the best. One crucial error with the 4-ounce glove on gets you caught, and that's what happened. It was just a crucial error, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, you know, inside there, you have to have all those attached. You can't go inside the octagon with one, you know, chain link missing, or the whole system's going to fail. And that's what I've been working on. You know, physically I always show up. Emotionally I love fighting. I absolutely, it gets my just blood flowing. You know, get inside the octagon, locked in the cage, and have to fight your way out. You know, that's what I love. That's what I was built on this. And you know, so just getting back to that, man, really just the love of it. You know, over half of Americans, or half the people in the world, wake up every day and go to a job that they hate, you know what I mean, that they hate. So over half of them live a life that they hate to do, just to work 50 weeks out of the year for a 2-week vacation, you know what I mean. I get to come in every day and challenge myself, you know, to where it's like, hey, the alarm clock goes off, my feet hit the floor, and it's time to go. You know, I have demons of doubt in my mind. I battle myself every day in the morning when it wakes up. I'm gonna stay in bed. I'll go in the afternoon. I'll do a later session. No, my work ethic is judged daily. You know, in this camp I left no shortcuts. I didn't do any shortcuts this camp. I did every single thing that I needed to do to prepare for a victory on Saturday.
Because the majority of people who watch this will wonder, you know, they don't understand the sport nearly as well as you do. I mean, I don't even either. But when you say you had one crucial error, what would that error be?
feel like I had a lot of crucial errors inside that octagon, or when I stepped inside to face TJ, you know. Just mentally, I wasn't there. Mentally, I was, you know, physically, I feel like I always show up, even if I was injured going into the camps and training. You know, just a mental thing, you know, like being out so long, had a year almost off of injuries, you know, second guessing yourself. Are you ready? Are you prepared? Have you done enough? And, you know, the doubt kind of resonates inside there. I let it kind of creep in too much. And that's where the hard work comes into place. You know, when you work hard, dude, that eliminates every doubt, every little ounce of doubt in your mind, that you know that you worked your hardest to go inside and get yourself prepared the most. You know, and that's what I've done this camp. Just prepared, worked hard, countless hours, you know, away from my family, in here, grinding for a better life. You know, every fight sets me up, sets myself up, my family up, my child, my future children up. So it's I can't let off the pedal. You know, I'm right there. I've tasted of being a world champion. I know what it takes to become a world champion. Now I have the formula to get back to there and keep there.
And is that future still within this weight class, or do you see yourself possibly moving around?
I feel great in this weight class. You know, I feel like I've dialed in my nutrition, my strength and conditioning, and just knowing my body. I'm 27 years old, and I feel like I have another good 5 years of being at the top of the world, you know, in this weight class, in this division, in this world. And, you know, there's going to be a time in my life where I'm not going to be able to fight or train or get up and come in and do something that I love. So I'm just not ever taking it for granted ever again in my life. You know, like I said, I'm so thankful that I get to get up every day and push my body to the limit. I have a common goal every day. It's to get tired, it's to work hard, it's to work to I almost fail. It's where I almost feel like giving up, but I push that extra round, or I push an extra scramble, I push an extra round, you know, to pass myself, to defeat myself daily. I want to break myself daily, my mind. Well, my mind wants to push, but I know my body can push further. So I literally tackle that every day, to where I'm going to get physically exhausted. I might throw up, I might pass out, I might even die for a little bit, but I'm willing to make those sacrifices in preparation for the fight, to when I go in there, it may be a 15, 25 minute hard fight, to where who knows what's going to happen inside there or after. But I'm willing to fight for my life, to fight for a better life for my family, for myself, for everyone that's involved that has a helping hand in my career, just to get back to world champion.
I know these past 2 years probably went by in the blink of an eye, from 25 the champion to where you are now. You mentioned to me back then that once you get that, you go from being the hunter to the hunted, and coincidentally, even now after experiencing that, you've got guys calling you out all the time, wanting fights. How do you see, just from this moment forward, you got this fight coming up on Saturday, how does this fight kind of set up the rest of your future as you kind of go along this journey?
Sets it up a lot. Like I said, every fight's a stepping stone or a next level. You know, it's puts me right back in the title contention. You know, whatever the UFC wants me to do, they're going to put a bunch of adversaries in front of me. I'll knock them all down. You know, bring their heads to the UFC office, and you know, and do what I have to do to get back to being a world champion. I'll knock out as many opponents as I have to, and that's my goal: just getting in here, staying healthy, staying consistent, and just getting inside there and fighting as much as I can. Lord willing, I want to have stay healthy, but I want to fight. Without fighting, I feel like I don't have purpose. I have other things that I am. Now I'm a father. Now I'm a husband. But there's a void inside my life when I don't have fighting. So I'm just going to tackle these next 5 years or however long the Lord will let me be able to continue to be healthy, to fight. And that's it, man. I'm excited. I'm happy to just get in there and stay busy. I'm excited to get in there Saturday. I cannot wait.
What can you tell us about this opponent?
He's tough. He's a very well-rounded opponent. Pedro Munhoz. He's a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He comes to fight. He's one of those guys that he wants to bang it out. He wants to win. He envisions himself being a world champion as well. So he's up against a savage. I won't retreat. I won't surrender. I won't give up in there. Whatever I have to do to get this win on Saturday, I'm willing to do. I know for a fact that he will not be able to match my pace that I bring inside the octagon.
Do you feel pressure because of that, based off the last two coming into this, where maybe things are a little bit more, I don't know, do they even feel any different?
Ironically, no. I don't feel any pressure. I feel like the pressure's been lifted off my shoulders. I don't have to be this perfect world champion, 11-0 world champion, a young kid, young adult into world champion, you know. And not that there was much pressure, but I feel like that, you know, I lost. Okay, you know, it's my first professional career loss. You know, first time I lost in 5 years, and I feel like I dealt with that really well. You know what I mean? It took some time and regathered myself. You know, like Mufasa tells Simba, you know, you got to remember who you are, and that's what I went back to. Just remember who I was and what got me here, and that's hard work and never giving up and always believing in yourself when maybe you might be the only person that does believe in yourself. That's not the truth. I have a lot of great support, you know, a lot of people that believe in me, but I believe in myself, you know, to do whatever I want to accomplish.
Final couple for you. I know you got to run. Do you feel like a different fighter, or do you feel like you're still that same Cody Garbrandt?
I think you're a different fighter every time you step inside the octagon. I feel like I'm a much more calculated fighter now. I kind of look at the sport a little differently, you know, not going in there and have to be in this savage and get the knockout, letting it come, you know what I mean, like I've always have. And just, you know, just being more calculated with my strikes. I know I'm the fastest guy inside the UFC. I'm the hardest hitting bantamweight in our division in the world. My skills are on another level. I just had to go out there and showcase all the skills. I don't have to knock him out in the first round. I don't have to hurt him in the first round. You know, I can take him out anytime I want. I have the world-class cardio to push for as long as I need to go. You know, I just sometimes get so pumped up and to be inside there and to be in a fight that I, you know, tend to go caution to the wind and just go. But this time it's, you know, I'm going to get him hurt and take him out and win this fight.
Does he compare similarly to any fight you've had before?
I feel like I'm faced with a lot of the Pedro Munhoz inside this octagon or inside this gym, you know what I mean? But there's only one Cody Garbrandt, you know, he's never faced, never sparred, he's never went with someone that brings the pace that I bring, just the level of athleticism that I bring inside there. The speed and power alone will dictate the whole fight, and I just got to remember that. You know, my speed is on another level, and that's what can dictate the whole fight. When you got speed, power will come.
You pretty much answered this, but I have to ask it. It's always my least favorite question, so I think it's stupid. But what happened Saturday?
What happened Saturday night? I get back in my win column with a knockout over Pedro Munhoz. I don't know what round, just know that I'm going to finish him.
And then finally, where do you glean the most joy in your life? I mean, especially when you get a dark period, what just brings you the most joy in life?
What brings me the most joy in my life and most filled with gratitude is waking up every day, seeing my son's face, seeing my son smile, seeing just him live life, seeing just, you know, he's going to be 1 year old next week, and just seeing him just so full of life and just being able to be there for him in his life, to guide him and show him, you know, that honestly every day wakes up and just makes me push to be a better human, to be a better father, to be a better husband, just be an overall better person, just because I know he's watching and he's following my lead. I got to set a good example, you know what I mean? I can't be this crazy psychopath fighter, you know what I mean? Like, I have to calm it down and just understand that there's eyes on me, there's people, and that just brings so much joy to my life. Just being able to wake up to him in the morning, give him a goodbye kiss, go to the gym, work out hard, do a couple of training sessions during the day, come home no matter how tired and beat up I am or sore, he's there, he's smiling, he wants to play. I get down on the ground with him, I wrestle around with him, and just fills my whole heart with joy, man. It really does. I'm very thankful. It's helped me find balance in life.
So big now.
So big, yeah, so big. It's heavy. Sorry, I put him on my shoulders, man. He's a workout in itself, carrying him around. Yeah.
Is he going to get into this?
Yeah, you know what? He came in last weekend, and he loves it. He's just in awe of everything, the movements. I grapple with him, I wrestle with him. You know, he's not at the age to be able to strike yet, but he loves when I wrestle with him. He loves it, absolutely loves it. So it's in his blood, you know what I mean? We're a generation of you know, fighters that come from a long lineage of in our family. So, you know, his mom doesn't want him to fight, but we spoke about, you know, we'll let him do whatever he wants to do. We'll be there for him. But I don't want him to fight, but I can't tell him no, you know what I mean? My mom didn't want me to fight, but she supported me, never missed a fight, and I became a world champion with her guidance and support and love.
At the very least, he'll be able to defend himself.
Yeah, defend himself, yeah. Hopefully he can come avenge all my losses.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, John, man. Yeah, thank you.